What is up, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Marvel Rivals. Today we are going to be taking a look at Magik. We are going to be taking a look at this guy, Helis TTV, and he actually does a good amount of damage, as you can see on Magik. This is something that I don't really see a whole lot of Magiks in lower ranks do. He plays Magik a little bit differently, but this is a pretty quick game, so I'm going to be talking a little bit fast, and let's get right into it. So we'll start the replay right now. And you will see that this guy he is playing in a pretty high ranked lobby, so you can see there's some good players in this. This guy is top 100. He plays mostly Magik and Wolverine, so definitely a melee enjoyer, which is pretty cool. You don't see a whole lot of those. The enemy team is down a person right off the rip here. They do have a disconnect, which is a little bit awkward. And he does break this wall to start off to give himself a little bit more space if he needs it to get away, even though he plays up pretty much this whole game. So goes in with the little spin E combo. You just activate your spin. He also leaves a little devil there to hit the enemy, and if they push through that staircase, they will be taking just a little bit of damage. He's just spinning around, creating chaos, whacking the enemy team, and he actually ends up getting picked there by the Loki. But he only dies 3 times. I promise you guys won't be looking at a death screen for the whole time. I did just think that this was a good framework to look at Magik in. Does a lot of good positioning techniques. Plays a little bit more front to back. And as you can see, spin, auto attack, spin breaks this wall so you can get back to point a little bit quicker. This is a character that it was pretty hard to find someone that actually plays this character consistently in the top 100. Most of the top 100 people are like tanks. He does get kind of bodied by Luna there. So again, 2nd out of 3 deaths. We won't be seeing this death screen a whole lot more. But most of the top 100 are like tanks or, like Hella players or, something like that, even though she's banned pretty much every game. So it was a little bit hard to find someone that played Magik at a high level and did pretty well with her. This guy is pretty, I think his win rate is pretty high though. I think he's like 83 and like 110 or something like that when I checked. So, unless I'm thinking of someone else, but I'm pretty sure he has a pretty good win rate as Magik in ranked. So, cuts up the Luna here. As you can see, her auto attacks are very, very forgiving as far as hitbox. Like, you can kind of just swing, and she's also cutting through the Magneto shield there. It looks like she's able to hit him through the shield. I'm pretty sure that that's a thing, since his shield blocks projectiles. I don't think it actually blocks melees or anything like that, so she's able to do a little bit more damage to characters like that. Immediately takes high ground over here. This hallway is very, very good for Magik on this map because you kind of can't miss your spin, and you are a very good 1v1 character. You can full combo a 275 health character to death in one combo, kind of while they're CC'd. So he ends up getting 1v2'd here, and that's why he actually backs out. But definitely good to keep high ground, and as you can see, the Psylocke does not want to take the 1v1 and runs away. You'll see him commit Dark Child here. He ults. So if you hear me say Dark Child, he's cutting through this Magneto shield and playing a little bit more front to back than I see a lot of Magik's play. Does his damage, gets out, and immediately takes high ground again and gets into this hallway. I do see a lot of Magiks that are a little bit more flank heavy, and it just feels like they do absolutely nothing the entire game. So they'll do, 4,000, 5,000 damage when everyone else is doing 10 to 15. And I think that this player threads that needle a little bit better. He'll go for picks when it's appropriate, but definitely won't sacrifice helping out the team for 4 picks. So it's nice. He ends up, again, playing front to back here, cutting through this Magneto shield, making that Magneto feel the pressure, and they end up backing the enemy all the way back up to spawn here. Playing around his tanks, trying to stay a little bit behind them. If they back up, he backs up. If they go forward, he goes forward. And I think this is definitely the way to play Magik, especially at higher ranks, because you will get a little bit more value that way. You can get a lot more value off of your left click, just kind of standing behind Strange and whacking, because as we mentioned previously, her hitbox for her auto attacks is pretty large. So immediately goes in on the Luna here. She ults. He's like, there's not much I can do over there, so goes for the people that are actually going for point. Quickly cuts down the other Magik, and their Luna and Psylocke ult, his Luna ults, so it's going to be kind of a 2-for-1 ult trade there, because you don't need to, demolishes the Loki there, grabs the health pack, and then picks a fight with this Luna before the round ends. Quickly uses his little demon summon as a body shield to make sure that he survives, even though the Luna is taken out in the end. So, pretty good first round. He definitely plays pretty good, plays the high ground pretty good, and his whole team is actually there to back him up. So, definitely something that sometimes you'll see in ranked. Obviously, teammates do play a huge role in this game because it is a team game. There are 5 other people there, but he does have a pretty good team this time around. But I think it is good to just play around your team as well. Play what they're trying to do. We did mention this in the Psylocke video a couple days ago too. Realizing what your team is doing. Drops a devil around the corner there, so anyone who turns the corner is going to build him a little bit of ult charge, take a little bit of damage. Picks the fight with the Mantis over on the right-hand side here, and ends up trying to cook her. Again, drops the devil, uses it as a body shield, and the Mantis is like, yeah, I'm not having this. Later. So, but yeah, realizing what your team needs from you. Again, a lot of Magics are really focused on getting that hero pentakill, Dark Child, outplay, whatever. And sometimes when you're just trying to climb, that's just really not what your team needs. So he sees the Mantis over on the right-hand side here, and this is a pick that is actually a good thing to go for. So gets in there, absolutely demolishes the Mantis. And she is at 79% ult charge as well, so that was kind of big. She probably could have built up to ult there, and the enemy team would have had another chance to push onto the point. But denied that push, and they get a little bit more percent on the point, and are able to get a lot of pressure on the enemy team because of it. So again, just kind of playing this corner, staying out of line of sight until he's ready to go in, do some damage, and then using his teleport to get out, or using his mobility to get out back to where it's safe. The screen is absolutely blowing up right now. The stimulation is crazy. Pause. But just slicing up this Magneto again, getting in there with some more auto attacks. Picks the 1v2 here because he knows he has his team behind him. Gets some more damage, and they do end up full wiping the enemy team. So again, he's got a pretty good team here. He's got some pretty good support, but he's also playing this hallway pretty well, making sure that his team can't get flanked, and trying to flank the enemy team as well. Goes up here, almost dies, and teleports out. Leaves the devil up there too, in case anyone tries to go through that small part of the wall up there. They will take a little bit of damage, build him some ult charge. The enemy Bucky does ult, and they also commit Dark Child. They're Luna ults, so both of those ults should be pretty much negated. And then he sees the backline over here, tries to go for a pick, and ends up dying. And that's kind of a showcase where we were talking a whole lot about playing what your team needs, and his team was getting kind of pushed back by the frontliners. He maybe could have stayed with them and done a little bit more, but instead he commits for that double kill, that solo double kill, and ends up dying for it. So his team is still able to hold pretty strong here. Again, his team is very, very good. His Mantis actually has ult here too, and he ends up just starting to go for the tanks again. Dashing to safety, popping Dark Child so that the animation doesn't play a role in him just dying, and then just slices up this Magneto even through his shield, goes to the back line, gets a little bit more damage. And that's a situation where when you help out your team, you're suddenly able to free up a lot of space for yourself. You're able to do a lot more if you help your team first and then go kind of crazy. So hope you guys learned something from that. I know I definitely did. This is a character that I have not really played a whole lot. Not a character that I'm super interested in picking up either, but definitely good to have a couple characters in your arsenal too, so that you can swap to different things as needed. As you can see, he does some pretty good damage here. He does top damage on the team, almost top damage in the lobby, so getting a lot more damage than I've seen most Magics get, and he does go 19-3, which is a very respectable score, especially when you're playing in Eternity lobbies. So again, I hope you guys learned something. If you have any feedback, anything you want to see next, please don't hesitate to leave a comment, like the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.